Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is a poem by Robert Frost, and the name of this poem is Mowing. So, first of all, I want to give you the introduction of this writer. So, the intro, the full name Robert Lee Frost, born March 26, 1874, San Francisco, USA, and died in January 29, Boston, the same country, USA. Frost uses his skill with the natural imagery to depict the peace found in the simplicity. Lot of time he discussed nature and the beauty of nature. So his the most of the poem of Robert are related with it. Robert Frost is one of the most popular American poet of all time. His highly accessible work made him famous in his lifetime. The poem Mowing, a 14-line sonnet that is contained within one block of text. It's look like there is no a style of stanzas. That is a kind of a block and a sonnet. So the lines follow a rhyme scheme that does not conform to either one of the most popular sonnet structure like Shakespeare or Petrarchan. Instead, instead of that, the lines rhyme A B C A B D E C D F E G F G. Although the rhyme is very different from the most familiar forms. So that is the introduction of this poem and some introduction of this writer. So first of all, the poem name is Mowing. So what is the meaning of mowing? So you know about it. In this way, you that would be easy to understand the whole poem. So mowing mean cutting, cutting grass. So that is basically cutting grass or cutting plants, trimming the grass and plants. So that is all about. So I will later on. First, I will explain the poem that what is in this poem, and then I will explain the rhyming scheme, and I will also tell you that how can you find out the rhyme scheme of any text, any poem. So we will start. There was never a sound beside the wood but one, and that was my long Seth whispering to the ground. So writer is talking about that there is never a sound beside the wood. So basically he's telling that first of all understand this thing that what is the scenario in this poem. So the poet is portraying that like he is standing in the place where wood. So wood is basically the forest. So the writer is talking about the forest that he is there. So there is another thing in this poem I wanted to show you. The writer is about talking about this tool, that is the agricultural tool, and which is used for cutting grass or plant as well. So basically this poem is elaborating this tool as well and the working with this tool. The poet is working with this tool, so he is describing this tool. So the poem, I will explain the poem and the rhyming scheme of this poem. There was never a sound beside the word but one, and that was my long scythe whispering to the ground. So it, there was never a sound beside the word but one, and that was my long scythe whispering to the ground. So there was no any other sound which is coming in the wood. So wood is basically the forest, talking about the forest. Wood but one, and that was my long scythe whispering to the ground. So the poet says that whispering mean murmuring. When someone is talking slowly, so we say that the person is whispering. So the poet is saying that this scythe, like this tool, the agricultural tool, is whispering with me when it is working. So that was the poet imagination. So he's talking about this thing. Okay, so what was it? It whispered. So what is actually he saying? What is actually it whispering? I knew not well myself. I don't know. Perhaps it was something about the heat of the sun. The poet says that maybe it is talking about the heat of the sun, something perhaps about the lake of the sound, or something that there is no any other sound, so that's why I am hearing this sound, this whispering. And that was why it whispered and did not speak, and that is the reason this tool, this scythe, is whispering with me, because there is no any other voice. It was no dream of the gift of the idle hours. So this is not a dream that I am saying this. The scythe is whispering with me. So this is not a dream. And this is not the gift of the idle hour. So the poet is comparing the idle hours, the leisure hours, the workless hours as a gift. That is a gift of idle, like idle people gift, or like idle hours gift. So basically, the poet is saying that this is not the dream of the gift of the idle hours, or easy gold at the hand of the fae and elf. So fae is basically fairy, and the elf is basically these tiny creature. This is a metaphysical creature. So, or easy gold at the hand of the fae and elf. So this is not the easy gift. Like I am working in the field and I am using my scythe. So that is not an easy task. That is not an easy job. Anything more than the truth would have seemed too weak. Anything more than the truth would have seemed too weak. So there is another truth which I wanted to share with you. Anything more than the truth. क्या मैं कुछ और भी आप लोग मतलब the poet is saying that there should be another thing. There should be some more truth which I should tell you have seemed too weak to make this thing more clear, to show the to seem too weak to the earnest love that laid the soul in raw. So that is the earnest, sincere love that laid, which is lay in the working, in the hard work. The poet mean that the earnest love, the serious love is that you should do hard work. So in the next line, not without feeble pointed spikes of flowers, not without feeble pointed spikes of flowers. So the writer is saying that there is not any task is easy for a person, even if a person is dealing with a flower. So that would be a feeble pointed spikes with it. Feeble pointed spike with it, and the flower will be, and if you will deal with the flower. Pale orchises and scared a bright green snake. This orchises is basically the native plant of a poet, that is uh, western plant. So, and scared a bright green snake, or the green scared a bright green snake is there. Scared me, frightened, and I do not care these feeble pointed spikes of flower. I do not care of these plants, and there is no I haven't I have no any concern with this bright green snake if it is a very frightening and like dangerous thing. The fact is the sweetest dream that labor knows. There is only fact. There is one reality, and that is the sweetest dream as well of for a labor, and that what is the dream for a labor is my long scythe whispered. So the sweet dream of labor is that the scythe is whispering. So the scythe is working, and scythe is not working by itself. It is in the hand of the poet. It is in the hand of this the labor, and the person and the farmer is working, and he says the sweetest dream of labor is that just to complete its task, its work, and left the hay to make, and the left the hay to dry. So that is the whole poem. I hope you understand the concept of the poem. So there are some difficult word which is in this poem. So the mowing, the first word is mowing. Mowing, cutting down grass or trim. Whispering, murmuring. Speak slowly. Scythe, an agricultural hand tool for mowing grass or harvesting crops. Idle, idle mean useless and lazy. Swall, a low or hollow place. Feeble, weak. Orchises, native plant. Scared, frightened, afraid. So this is all from my side. Thank you so much, and I hope you understand these things. Now I will start the rhyming scheme of this poem. So what is rhyming? What is basically the rhyming scheme, or what is basically the rhyme? So the rhyme is the thing, the rhyming is the end last word, like we can say that in the poem the last line of the sentence, we consider, we will take this, like we are taking this one, and one would be the there is a sound which is generated by one, so we will match the sound, exact sound with one, and we will consider, and we will just take the last word of the line, like one, ground, myself, sun. So in the first line there was never a sound beside the word but one, so one, and there is the second, and that was my long scythe whispering to the ground. So one and ground, there is no match, there is no similarity in the sound. So we will consider the one as a letter A, and ground is a different entity, so we will consider it a B. So myself, one, ground or myself, there are three different sounds, so we will give the number C, letter C. So after that we will see this, that what would be the like myself, and in this sun, sun and one, there is there is similar sound. So there is a rhyming scheme with these both word, so we will give the letter A to it. Or like sound, to ground and sound, they are similar sounds, so we will give the letter B to it. So they are similar, so we will consider the similar as well. Speak, hours, speak and hours, and all the time you will read this word aloud and match the sound with a new word. If it is not matching with the previous word, so you will give the new letter to it. So we will give the letter D to it. Hours, hours, that is also a new sound, so we are consider it E. Elf, so there is a self and elf, they match with each other, so we will give the same number C. Anything more than truth would have seemed too weak. So in this line, weak and speak, so they are there is similarity in sound, weak and speak, so we will give the letter D to it. Raw, raw is a different sound, so raw will again we will give the number F to it. Flowers, flowers E, we hours and flowers, so there is similarity in sound, they both rhyme with each other, so we will consider it E. And snake, snake is a new sound, and we are giving the letter G to it. Nose, nose is nose and rose, so they are similar sounds, rhyme, they are rhyming with each other, so we will consider it F. Make and snake, so make and snake is also, they are the similar sound, so we will give the letter G to it. And in this way we will complete it, our whole rhyming scheme. So that is A. What is that rhyming scheme? A, B, C, B. We will collect all these words. A, B C A B from top to end. Mm, you have to take care about this thing. One, so that would be A B C A B D E C D F E G F G. So their sequence should be the same, and that is the rhyming scheme of this poem. Hope you understand this thing. In the next video I will share the paraphrasing of this poem, inshallah ta'ala, and as well as answer question. If you want to copy these content, so I will share my blog with you, and then you can copy the content as well. And there are a lot of other material which is related to 9th and 10th, so you can read that as well. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.